सहनाववतु सकनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावतीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्।
ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थवत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारी नीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहिनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तकः केशवः। पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटं नानाज्ञानककेशरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितं। लोके सज्जन षट्पदैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयाद् भारत पंकजं कलिमल प्रध्वंसिनः श्रेयसे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्र रुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगा। ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः। नमस्कारं मम।
Thank you, Ma. Thank you. I will now read the first 6 slokas of chapter 13. Here, the Arjuna's question is not taken into account. Arjuna has started asking 6 topics or 6 jargons. What is meant by Prakriti and what is meant by Purusha? What is meant by Kshetram and what is meant by Kshetrajnam? And what is meant by Jnanam and what is meant by Jnayam? So these 6 topics. So in the 6th sloka, I will read now. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. As I have त्रयोदशोऽध्यायः श्रीभगवानुवाच इदं शरीरं कौन्तेय क्षेत्रमित्यभिधीयते एतत् यो वेत्ति तं प्राहुः क्षेत्रज्ञ इति तद्विदः क्षेत्रज्ञं चाभिमां विद्धि सर्वक्षेत्रेषु भारत क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञयोर्ज्ञानं यत्तत् ज्ञानं मतं मम तत्क्षेत्रं यच्चया दृच्च यद्विकारि यतच्च यत् सनयो सचयो यत्प्रभावश्च तत्समासेन मे शृणु ऋषिभिर्बहुधा गीतं छन्दोभिर्विदितैः पृथक् ब्रह्मसूत्रपदैश्चैव हेतुमित्मविनिश्चितैः महाभूतान्यहङ्कारो बुद्धिरव्यक्तमेव च इन्द्रियाणि दशैकं च पञ्चचेन्द्रियगोचरः इच्छा द्वेषः सुखं दुःखं सङ्घातश्चेतनाद्युतिः धृतिः एतत् क्षेत्रं समासेन सविकारमुदाहृतम्. So in these 6 slokas, the Lord has described Kshetram and Kshetrajna. What are included in the Kshetram and what is Kshetrajna? Kshetrajna is one who knows the Kshetram. Actually, this is the part of the creation. Kshetram is part of the creation. There is one word here, Ichcha Dveshaha Sukham Dukkam Sankada Chetana Dhritihi. The controversial statement. Is our body, which is sentient, which is alive, is it to be included in Kshetram or not? Because everybody is aware of the body. So whether this body, Chetana Surupam, should be taken as Kshetram. But here, in the 6th sloka, he has taken Ichcha Dvesha Sukham Dukkam Sankata Chetana Dhritihi. So Sankata Chetana, assembly of body also is taken as Kshetram. The question arises, how can a sentient body be taken as inert, in the inert category? The explanation for that is, we have seen consciousness is an independent entity. It has no kartatvam, no bhoktatvam. It is all-pervading, sarvajnaha, nirvikaraha, nirgunaha. That means all the attributes are there for consciousness. Now, there is one power, Shakti, which is called Maya. Maya has got a unique quality. If it is in the presence of consciousness, it gets its power. Maya has to be very near to the consciousness. Then it imbibes all the powers of Kshetrajna, consciousness. So in that case, what happens is, Maya by itself is inert. but it becomes sentient in the presence of consciousness. I mean, you can call it borrowed consciousness. It has no intrinsic consciousness. It gets its consciousness because it is very near to consciousness. So when Maya gets the sentiency, borrowed sentiency, that Maya has responsible for the Jagat Karanam, the creation of this world. So first he started Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apaha, and Bhuloka, earth. Then it has three gunas: Tamoguna, Rajoguna, Sattva. And they have three qualities. Sattva is knowledge oriented. Rajoguna is action oriented. And Tamoguna is laziness. So the Sattva guna of these five elements constitutes the mind. Antakarana. Antakarana, mind means mind, buddhi, chittam, and ahankaram. They are all various thoughts divided into four groups. Like in the case of a head of a family, he has his son, he has his grandson, he has his father, he has his wife. So for every one of those close relatives, he is related to them, either as father or as grandfather or as husband or in the office as a manager. So similarly here, the thoughts are only one, but the thoughts get different names like mind, intellect, buddhi, chittam, memory, and ahankaram, karta. I am the one who is doing the work. But they are all thoughts. So this Maya, which has got the sentiency, borrowed sentiency, is lighting up these mind and the karana, all andakaranas, because it has got a power, because it's a very subtle subject. And with a borrowed consciousness, in Atma Bodh, Tattva Bodh, we call it as original consciousness, which is remaining as it is, reflected consciousness, which is the one which is giving sentiency to all these created items. So body is a created one because of the Panchikaranam of these five elements. Then the body becomes sentiency. It's a borrowed sentiency. So that is why he has taken Sankadas Chetana Dhritihi. So that body is taken as sentient body with borrowed consciousness or reflected consciousness, and that is inert. Because if the borrowed consciousness leaves the body, the Chetana is not there. Then the body is dead. So that is the reason why he has taken the body, sentient body, also as Kshetram. Original consciousness remaining the same. It has no change at all. So this is the clarification. Now he is talking about 20 Satgunas, values. In the next 5 shlokas, I'll just read out the sloka. Amanitvam, adambitvam, ahimsa shantirarjavam, acharyopasanam shaucham, tairyamaatma vinigraha. 9 values have been given. Indriyarteshu vairagyam, anahankara evacha, janma mrityu jara vyadihu, vyadi dukkha dosharu darshanam, asaktir anabhishwankaha, putradara grihadishu, nityam cha samachittatvam, इष्टानिष्टोपपत्तिषु मयिचान अनन्ययोगेन भक्ति रव्यभिचारिणी विविक्तदेश सेवित्वम् अरतिर् जनसंसति. अध्यात्मज्ञाननित्यत्वं तत्त्वज्ञानार्थदर्शनम् एतत् ज्ञानम् इति प्रोक्तम् Ajnanam yatatonyata. Now he is taking up the 20 virtues, Satgunas, in these 5 slokas. And finally he says, these are all jnana sadhanam. That means if I have to get this absolute knowledge, I should cultivate these values, virtues. Because of jnana sadhanani, this is called jnanam. So we have now completed kshetram, kshetrajnam. We are not following the order of Lord Krishna. We are leaving prakriti and musha later. And then we are talking about jnanam and jnayam. So we are talking about jnanam now. Jnana means these values, all the good qualities. What are these values? Why should we cultivate these values? What benefit we will get by following these values? Now take our body, physical body, sthula shariram. Normally, the sthula shariram should be healthy. And to keep it healthy, you have to follow certain disciplines. Proper food, proper exercise, proper activities, and control, moderation in all activities. Then you can maintain your body. Shariram, sthula shariram. But sthula shariram is also prone to diseases. Sickness also will come. So if I have to prevent sicknesses, then I have to take precautions. And the precautions are, as I told you above, good values, satgunas. Now this is regarding to body, sthula shariram. Similarly, in the case of our mind, which is the neglected one in all our cases, that mind also gets, normally the mind has to be healthy. And the mind generally is not healthy because we have got so many impurities in the mind, like kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mata, matsadya. All these things in various degrees are inside us, and that is the sickness of the mind. And once the mind is sick, then what happens? We are not able to continue our normal life. We are very unhappy. We get anger. We get jealousy, envy, because our mind is not properly kept, trained. And these values, what Krishna is going to talk about, in this chapter he is talking about 20 values. Some values we have to cultivate, and some value we have to discard. Both of them are required. Some of them we have to cultivate, some of them we have to remove. So these values are very, very important for us to keep the body in good condition. Like as I told you in the case of Sthula Shariram, how we are able to keep the body healthy. Similarly here, we have to keep the mind healthy. The mind is healthy, we are healthy. And then jnanam will come. That is chitta shuddhi. If the mind is pure, then this knowledge will get into our system. That knowledge has to become our. We have to own that knowledge. Like values like compassion, truthfulness, satyam, sharing mentality. See, these are all the good values. We may have now, but we don't own it. So Bhagavan Krishna says here that please try to cultivate these values and own it. We should own that values. So that is the benefit of this knowledge. So first question is, what are the benefits of these sadgunas? Sadgunas will give you are a fit person for receiving this jnanam. Suppose somebody says, I don't want the jnanam, and he has already got inherent these qualities. Some of the qualities are intrinsic with him. But his life will be smooth. He will be in a happy mood all the time. He don't need Atma-jnanam for conducting his life. Atma-jnanam is required only for getting the permanent happiness. If you want a permanent happiness, we should get Atma-jnanam, self-knowledge. And that jnanam, if you have to get, you have to follow these values, acquire these values. But if a person says, I don't want, because to cultivate these values, it is very, very difficult. We all know that we should speak the truth. But are we speaking? When a chance comes that by telling a lie, we are getting some benefit, more benefit than telling truth, we immediately switch over to telling lies. I mean, we have no value system. In the case of Harishchandra, we always say he did not diverge from truth. He got hold of Satyam as the strongest value, and he gave the value in such a manner that even more than his life, he gave a value for that Satyam. But nowadays what happens is, if I go and talk to somebody that we should all be Harishchandra, and today's world will say, if Harishchandra is today in this world, he will not be able to survive. He does not know how to live. So unless and until we are corrupt, we cannot amass wealth and we cannot amass happiness. But we always say, some people have got enough money, more comfort, more this thing. But what Bhagavan has done is, he has removed his mind. The peace of the mind has been removed. And Bhagavan has given all the material benefits. A good house, a good villa, a good surroundings, good neighbors. But the man is sick. He is not able to enjoy. So these values one has to cultivate at any cost. We should have these values more important than coming down. So this is the advantage of these values. So that means the jnanam will be one benefit. The other is even our day-to-day normal life, if you follow these values, people will always respect you. People will have what you call as high value, great knowledge about you, and they would like to be your friends. That is a satsanga. So these, we should try to acquire these values. To give one more example, we always say, speak the truth. Even in the rupee note, it is written Satyameva Jayate. So Satyam has got a value. Suppose there is one customs officer or income tax officer, and I have to get my file approved by him. You go to him, and he will say, I am a truthful person. I always follow dharma, and whatever is right, I will do it, and whatever is wrong, I will not do it. Then this man knows he has a value for Satyam. Now he is equating that value by bribing him. He starts giving him some 2,000 rupee note, two notes of 1,000 rupees he is keeping on his table. Again, this man says, no, I am not going to bend. I have a value for Satyam. Let me be, I don't want to go out of the way, out of my this dharma. Then this businessman thinks that he has got still something higher. That means he is not amenable for the 2,000 rupees. So he gives 10,000 rupees. So when he gives the 10,000 rupees, now you imagine that he has got two values now. One, he has a value for Satyam, he is following dharmic way. But then, if he is bending a little bit, he gets 10,000 rupees. So that value is more. We are all like that today. That means if I have to get up at even 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, it is very difficult because we are used to get up at 7:30. That means getting up at 6 o'clock and spending that 1 hour on meditation or on puja or some other sattvic activities, we think that that value is not high because my value for the sleeping for 1 hour more is more than the value. So our valuation of the value of values, we do not think about it. So the man who bends down for the 10,000 rupees, he has forsaken the value for the truth. So he gets more money, he gets more comforts, he buys a lot of material comfort items. But Bhagavan at the same time, since you have gone away from dharma, let me take your mind. So if he takes his mind, then the man becomes sick. And once you are sick, you are not able to enjoy whatever you have acquired by adharmic methods. So the value system is very, very important. And that is why Krishna is comparing jnana sadhana. These values are jnana sadhanam, and then we cultivate these values. Now the next question is, how can I acquire these values? To acquiring these values is very, very tedious and distinct. This is not a fast food system. There is no fast way to acquire these values. So we have to put in a lot of efforts. First of all, I should know what are the good values, jnanam. Then I have to put efforts, pravritti, action, pravritti, proper action, right action. If I have to go to a destination, I should know the correct way, which route I should follow. But if I go through the opposite route, I will not reach the destination. I have the knowledge, but I don't have the right knowledge. So, jnanam is definitely required. At the same time, jnanam will only show what is available, what is in front of it. So, if you take about the sun is illuminating. So, during daytime, sun will show whatever is in front of it. Or if you take a light inside the house, switch on the light will show what are the items there. But it will not give you any change on those items. It will show as it is. Whatever is available in front, it will be illuminating. But it cannot do any activities. So if I know these values, all these values which I know, I have to speak the truth, I have to be compassionate, I have to be do seva, I have to surrender, all these I know. But that knowledge will not take you to that value. So to get that value, you have to put some proper action. That's why it's called prayatna, proper action. So unless and until we put action, the jnanam, even though you got jnanam, the knowledge, good values I have, but that will not become mine unless until I put efforts. Now, to get this jnanam, there are three things required. One, I have to be available. I am the knower. When I am the knower, I need an instrument to know. And these are the sense organs. An eye is an instrument. An ear is an instrument. And then what should I know? There should be an object of knowledge. So in Sanskrit, what they do is, the knower is called pramata. Pramata, knower. Then the instrument is called pramanam. Pramanam, instrument. And the object of knowledge is called prameyam. Prameyam. Pramata, pramanam, prameyam. Now these Sanskrit words will be used quite often. So pramata means myself, knower. When I say knower, my mind and intellect, sentient mind and intellect. Instrument means my sense organs. I have 5 sense organs. And the objects of knowledge is all the objects in the world. If all these 3 items, pramada, pramanam, prameyam, they are in healthy condition and they are in properly aligned, then that knowledge arises. So to get this knowledge, all these 3 has to be properly aligned. Suppose I have the object. The object is covered. Will you get the knowledge? Because the other 2 are available. Now, the instrument is there, but suppose you take an eye to look at the item, and if the eye has got cataract, you will not be able to see properly. Now again coming back to the pramata. Pramata is there, but pramata's attention, the mind, is not in the object. Suppose he is seeing the object with the eyes, But at the time he is hearing some music, and if the mind goes to the music, then he will not be able to see the object. We call it as absent-minded. It is not absent-minded because you don't have proper training. So to get this proper knowledge, you should have all these three things in a proper condition. Now let me tell you that I have an auto rickshaw going. A sound is coming. And my mind is registering the sound. So that is one sound. The other is somebody is giving a Vedantic lecture, a Bhagavad Gita lecture. He is also making sound. So two sounds. One sound makes the noise from auto rickshaw, and the other is making the sound from the lecture. But there is a difference. The lecture gives you knowledge, whereas the other one gives only sound. So if I have to get the knowledge, so I should have a proper input. The Vedantic knowledge is a subject jnana. Shabda Pramanam, they call it. So Shabda Pramanam means all our scriptures. So if I have to understand the scriptures, understand the values given in the scriptures, I have to be fully prepared. That means all my three items should be in alignment. Too many things are inside. That is why, when you do mananam, you can think of so many items. Suppose there is in an MSc class, the professor is giving a lecture, mathematical equation. Now there are two students. One student has come in the proper way. He has finished his metric, he has finished his college, undergraduate, postgraduate. Then he has come to doctorate class. The other student, he is using his money and got promotion. He didn't study and got promotion. Now there are two students. One has come from proper method, the other is coming with a corrupt method. The professor is giving a lecture, mathematics lecture. Professor has given a very good talk, subject, he understands it, proper diction. But that two students, there is a difference. One student understands and the other student does not, because he is going to use the same tactic for going to higher. So why blame the knowledge? Why blame the professor? This is what is happening to Vedanta today. So we always say, Varattu Vedadam, Varattu Vedadam. It is absolutely not palatable at all, not tasty, because we are not prepared. So you need a preparation for understanding. Anything which you understand is easy, but anything which we call it difficult because our preparation is not good. So jnanam and prayatnam. So these are the two important things. Jnanam will show you what is available, what is there. But unless and until we put efforts, prayatnam, it will not become mine. So these are the two valuable additions to that one for jnanam. Now the next question is, what type of efforts I should put? If I have to get some benefit, what type of effort I should put? Related. We see most of the advertisement Suppose we see the advertisement of a soap. That soap fellow, within 30 seconds, he has to convey what is the benefit you will get by using my soap compared to other soaps. I mean, he is giving the value within that short time. And if he goes on repeating this week after week, then one day you get bored. So he changes the methodology of advertisement. That is why advertisement is thriving today. So advertisement is to create a desire, strong desire, Ichha Shakti, what they call us. So if a strong desire is created, that is a proper action. Then you will go and find out what it is. If I have to buy a new gadgets, electronic gadgets, I will not just buy. I will make a lot of investigation. I will check with the people who are using that gadget, how valuable it is, how stable it is, and whether reliable people. So we do a lot of investigation before we go and buy this gadget. So prayatnam is, the prayatnam will not come just like that. You have to put a lot of efforts, and you should have the knowledge, jnanam. If I buy that electronic gadgets, what benefit I am going to get? Without benefit, you will not buy anything. Very, very involved subject. So marketing has come actually from these people to create a very, very strong desire in your mind so that your mind will be focused, will not get diverted. You will be focusing on the mind. And these are the type of efforts we should put if we have to progress in Vedantic knowledge, scriptural knowledge. What is the benefit I am going to get? I am going to get Satyam Jnanam Anantam, permanent peace, permanent happiness, and unlimited happiness. Satyam Jnanam Anantam. Aparma, 1 minute, 1 minute. Ramesh, class. Sorry for the disturbance. So to get this jnanam, prayatnam, the efforts we can use is, there are a few methods to get this, to put our efforts. The first is, we call it Artha Darshanam. Artha Darshanam means what benefit I will get. That means frequent visit to the, like as I told you about the instrument, electronic instrument we are going to buy. 1 minute, 1 minute. Sorry for the interruption. So, Artha Darshanam. If I acquire these values, what benefit I will get? What permanent benefit I will get? So, Artha Darshanam. The next is, if I do not have that value, what is this that I am losing now? You have to see both the sides. One, the benefit. The other is, if I do not have that values, what do I lose? What I lose? Peace of mind. In that man who was corrupt man, he took the money, 10,000 rupees, but he lost his mind. The peace is gone, totally gone. For the benefit of few rupees extra, for material comforts, we have lost our peace. So, Artha Darshanam, Dosha Darshanam. If you don't have those values, what is it that you are losing? Then comes that Dosha Darshanam, you can also call it as Anartha Darshanam. Artha Darshanam and Anartha Darshanam. Artha Darshanam is benefits what you get. Anartha Darshanam is what you will lose if you do not have that value. That is Anartha Darshanam. There are other possibilities of in the effort. Satsangam. Suppose you are in a group where all the people are of the same mentality, same attitude, same this thing, then naturally it will help you to acquire these values in a faster manner. Suppose you are in the group of people who are using the bar, drinking. So if you be friends of those people, you will get the habit of drinking or smoking. All these are all acquired. So to remove that, what you should do is, if I do not want to become an addict to the smoking or drinking, I should keep away from those places. And there the satsangam will help you. Be in good company. Next is, when we go in the road, drive in the road, especially near the school zone, there will be a board warning, school area, danger, drive slowly, accidents will take place. So that means you are getting an advance warning. Suppose you are invited for a party where the normal activities are, starting with drink, starting with this thing. So if you know in advance that if I go to that party, it is not my cup of tea, so you can keep away from the attending those functions. That means you get a warning, the danger ahead. So that means if between studying scriptures or going for spiritual lectures and all that versus attending a party, so you value in both the cases and have a higher value for attending to these spiritual classes. I mean, the value system is very important for you. Today, we are all suffering because we have no values at all. We do not know what the value is, what we are losing. We have so much of time. Retired people, we are supposed to be in Vanaprastha. We are grumbling on everything now here because this is not there, that is not to my taste, because you would have come from a different area. That habit we can remove provided you have a group of people who are of your same attitude and nature. There you can improve. Next is Pratibanta Bhavana. Pratibanta Bhavana means, suppose a man is greedy, Loba. What is the opposite of greed? Dhanam, charity. So cultivate giving, dhanam, charity. One day you will come to know what benefit you will get out of charities, then the greedy person will change. Possibility is there. So that is the Pratibhaksha Bhavana. So for greed can be, the opposite is charities. Again we have desire, kamam. Kamam comes because of frequent thinking of the same object. Dhyayate Vishyan Pumsaha Sanghasteshu Vajayate. Sangha. So be away from Sangha, bad companies. That is a Pratibandha Bhavana. Next is we have Dhyanam. What is Dhyanam? Meditation. Or it can be Japa. There is nothing, not a big difference between Japa and Dhyanam. Japa is a quick method. Dhyanam is you think and assess the value. Dhyanam. That's a mental thing. Now, I have acquired one quality. I am a short-tempered person. I get angry on small things. And I should avoid this particular habit. I should not get angry. And there, this dhyanam will help you. What is the dhyanam? That is called value meditation. Value meditation means if I do not get angry, what are the values I get? So give a higher value for that meditation. That is called a value meditation. So we have to know what is the glory of each value. That is why the jnanam helps you. And then enjoy that happiness. By during that dhyanam, I should not get angry. I should not get angry. Why I should not get angry? Because I get these benefits. My mind will be calm. I will be peaceful. I will be loved by all the people around. And so that type of. So dhyanam is one prayatnam, help, which will give you that value, but it should be practiced over a period of time. If you practice for 10 minutes a day and once in 2 weeks, it's not going to help. It should be a continuous process. So that dhyanam will ultimately turn you back. There are people who have spent, because there are too many values. We call it sankalpam, we call it. Sankalpam means by studying Bhagavad Gita, these 20 values, so we should not take all the 20 values at one time. Take one value, think properly, get the benefits, get the negative aspects. If I do not have that value, what I lose, all that things you should contemplate and then practice it for a period of 3 months or 6 months. There are people who have taken even a few years to get anger away from this thing. It is possible. But then you should have an analysis of that type of analysis. This is more a bhavana, attitude in the mind. Now there is another method, advantage of dhyanam. Now I am an angry person. I get angry quite often. Or I am a greedy person. I don't want to share my things with others. Have it. But in the dhyanam, you use the Pratibhaksha Bhavana and say that I want to be a happy person. I don't want to get angry. Or suppose I am a greedy person. I don't want to share. But in dhyanam, have an attitude, bhavana, that you will share with others. Physically, you are not losing anything. Physically, you have everything with you, but in the dhyanam, in the meditation, your prayer is that you are notionally distributing your riches to others, like charities. And a day will come, this continuous practice of this will one day tell you, yes, if I am going to get that type of sukham, why I should not follow that value? There's an example for this because there was a king who has gone for hunting. So he kept all his ornaments near his abode and he went for hunting. In the meantime, a thief came, took away all the ornaments and started running. So when he started running, the king's people also start running to catch him. When he went a few kilometers away, he saw one ashram. And fortunately for him, the sannyasi there, residing there, is not there. So he went inside. He put the robe of the sannyasi and sat there in meditation. And the king's people came and asked him, "Did you see any thief here?" And this man said, "No, I am in samadhi. I didn't see anybody." And they went away. Then that fellow started thinking, I have used this robe only for just 2-3 minutes. And what benefit I got? Even the king's people are willing to come and surrender to me. So if I have this robe permanently with me, what will be my enjoyment? What will be my happiness? And he ran away from there with the robe and he became a sannyasi. So these are all viparita bhavanas, pratipaksha bhavanas. And the last effort we should do is prarthana. Prarthana means prayer. That is why we start every class with a prarthana prayer. And the prayer says, please give me these values. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum laggayate girim yatra tabakam vande paramananda madhavam. So that means we are now, in the prayer we are seeking good health, happiness, peace, all these things. And many a time a failure takes place because success is not 100% guaranteed. Even if I pray, I will not get what I want ultimately. So I have to continue the prayers. The prayer has got one advantage. Even a repeated failures will not affect you. It will only encourage you to continue the prayer so that ultimately the prayer will give the benefit. Somebody will say, Bhagavan knows all my difficulties, so why should I pray? A common question. Bhagavan knows everything. But then, why don't you open your mind? Because we are all closed mind. If I have any deficiency, if I have any weak thing with me, I will not disclose. Suppose I am a person, I know my weaknesses and I am keeping it mentally. And that my mind nobody can know except myself. This is like cancer cells. In the case of cancer cells, in the initial days, the cancer will not show its qualities. What problems it will create, it will not show. Only when it is fully ripe, at that time it is too difficult for you to change, it will show, express. Similarly, in our case, we all have weaknesses, a lot of weaknesses. That weaknesses are covered by our intellect. because we don't want to expose it. Because if I expose it, then you will know, oh, you are such a fellow. When you are sitting in meditation, dhyanam, you will know what is the type of person I am. It means I get totally dispirited. But unfortunately, only you know about it. So there is a possibility for correction. So the prayer is giving an encouragement to you. That means you continue your prayers. It gives you encouragement. No failure is going to affect you. And try to cultivate these values, sadgunas, and be a happy person. So that is the advantage of this jnanam. The jnanam and jnayam. Jnayam is the one who knows. So cultivation of jnanam, the various values, sadgunas, is the most important aspect of these next 5 slokas. So we will take one by one from the next class onwards. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Hari Om Sri Guru Namaha Hari Om.